swinging in, and it is a fair ball, and Wayzata wins it. Champlin Park back to state for the third straight year.
Hello and welcome to the season finale of Sports Jam. I'm Jay Wilcox.
And I'm John Jacobson. This week we'll recap state baseball, golf, and lacrosse, and later we'll meet our all-area softball and baseball teams.
Up first, state baseball. Heritage Christian Academy survived to beat Sacred Heart 4-3 in the Class A quarterfinals. The Eagles then faced defending champion Parker's Prairie in the semifinals. In the bottom of the second, Zach Richards wraps it to third. It gets through for an error. Sam Fredrickson comes home, and he is initially called out, but the call is changed to safe. And the Eagles are on the board with a 1-0 lead. Same inning, and Johnny Flynn hits a blooper to short right field, and it drops in for a hit. 2 runs score on the play. The Eagles add one more for a 4-0 lead. And they add on to that lead in the fifth. TJ Guggenberger slashes a hit to right field. It's bobbled and then thrown poorly back in, allowing Steph Sawtell to score for Heritage. Next batter is Fredrickson, and his deep drive fools the left fielder, and it's over his head. Guggenberger scores as Heritage gets 3 runs in the frame to lead it 7-0. Pitcher Flynn is sailing along until he runs into trouble in the 7th. Austin Kep's liner down the left field line is fair, and it scores a run to pull the Panthers within 7-4, but Heritage hangs on for the win. That put the Eagles into the championship game, and with ace Seth Halverson ready to start on the mound, and it turned into a very memorable day for Heritage. After a 4-hour-plus rain delay, it's Heritage versus Sleepy Eye for the Class A title at Target Field. Halverson jumps on the first pitch of the bottom of the first inning and drives it to deep left and out. A great sign for the Eagles as they quickly take a 1-0 lead. Sleepy Eye gets a few base runners, but Halverson strikes out the last batter in each of the first 4 innings to escape any and all jams. In the second, Taylor Broderson knocks it to deep left. The fielder slips, but it's over his head into the warning track anyway. Johnny Flynn scores, and Halverson isn't far behind as Heritage's lead grows to 3-0 as Broderson departs for a courtesy runner. Ironically, on a day that started with a few hours of rain, Broderson's 4th inning fly ball is lost in the sun by the left fielder. Halverson trots home with the Eagles' 4th run of the game. They add another in the inning to go up 5-0 through 4. Halverson is not done. In the 5th, with 2 men on, he goes deep again into the Target Field left field bleachers. He's 3 for 3 with 4 runs and 4 runs batted in and 2 home runs. And Halverson finishes the game and season in style for the Eagles, striking out his 16th batter of the game, and the celebration is on. Heritage Christian wins 8-0 to claim the state title in their first trip to state after 5 straight section final losses.
Yeah, it's a hard feeling to top for sure. Just being here, at Target Field, came here expecting to win, but not like that. And with the team that we have surrounding us, with all the positivity, and you hear our dugout the entire time.
It's unreal. I mean, 5 straight years. It's just such a relief to get to here and then to win it all. It's just amazing. It makes all that heartache in the early part of June, the last 5 years, all completely worth it.
Wayzata was in the Class 4A baseball tournament for a 3rd consecutive season. They faced the Blaine Bengals at CHS Field in St. Paul in the quarterfinals. Top of the 3rd, Nick Krinke puts it in play. Keegan Nickel jets home and scores, and it's a 1-0 Trojans lead. Bottom of the 5th, Blaine gets a sacrifice fly to tie it, and then Tony Strand beats out the ground ball for an infield hit. Jake Dorff hustles around to score, giving the Bengals a 2-1 lead. To the bottom of the 6th, bases loaded, 2 outs. Blaine's Connor Melton lifts a deep fly ball that's off the outfielder's glove and down, and that clears the bases for a 5-1 lead. Blaine adds one more as Melton comes home on a hit by Seth Miller. The Bengals advance with a 6-1 win. The Trojans bounce back the next day to win their consolation semifinal game against Mounds View 11-4. Trojans then lost to Lakeville North 8-2 in the 5th place game.
Now to golf, where the state tournaments in all 3 classes featured local players. The 3A boys turned into a memorable tournament. Tristan Nelko of Wayzata tees off to begin his first round at Bunker Hills as one of the favorites in the tourney. Nelko rolls home the par putt on his way to a first day 68 as he grabs the lead after round 1. To round 2, and Nelko has plenty of speed on this putt and he sinks it. Nelko shoots a 71 on day 2 for a 139 total. He wins the Class 3A title by 4 strokes. And Maple Grove pursues a team title. Their first day top score was posted by freshman Josh Galvin. Nate Adams with a solid putt here for birdie. He's the top finisher for the Crimson, tying for 10th place with a 146 total. Dylan Hansen of the Crimson drops a short par putt on West number 2 in the opening round. Hansen ties for 15th place with a 149 total. Peyton Miller of the Crimson with a nice chip on West 1 in the opening round. It leads to a par. He also ties for 15th at 149. Galvin misses on the birdie attempt on his final hole of the tournament, but he taps in for par. Galvin also shoots a 149 to tie Hansen and Miller in 15th. Great depth for the Crimson as Maple Grove wins the team title by 7 strokes.
I think it's just sticking to what I do best and not getting too caught up in the moment. I mean, I've been here before, so it wasn't like I was super nervous like some other guys might have been. So that definitely helped as well. But I think it's just sticking to the game plan and doing what I do best.
Because we said yesterday all we have to do is finish first in our group, and if we did that we would win. And for the most part we did do that, and so we came out on top.
I think we were able to pull out on top because we probably had the deepest, most consistent team. Versus I think a lot of the other teams might have only 1 or 2 really solid players, and by having the deepest team we were able to play well 2 days in a row.
We didn't have a girls team from the area in the 3A competition, but plenty of individuals competed. This is Wayzata sophomore Amy Burnham teeing off. She ties for 24th place with a 160 total. The top local girl is Hallie Greenberg of Wayzata. She sinks the par putt on West 6 on her way to a tie for 9th place at 154. Megan Munichie of Champlain Park is right on target with this birdie putt on West 9 in round 1. Munichie ties for 21st with a 159 total. Melanie Lemin of Wayzata with a nice chip on West 9 in her opening round. It leads to a par for Lemin, who places 26th with a 161 total for her 2 rounds. Sydney Schulte is one of 2 Maple Grove golfers in the tournament. This putt is just short on West 5, and she taps in on the way to placing 52nd.
In Class A, no local teams qualified for state, but 3 boys from the area did make the field. A sunny and windy day in Class A golf. Pebble Creek in Becker for day 2. Heritage Christian Academy's Kurt Lambert shot a first round 74. He was tied for 3rd place coming into the day. The junior here on the 2nd hole of Pebble Creek's white course. His birdie putt trails off, but he taps that in. A short one for par. Lambert cards a 2nd round score of 79, and he finishes in a tie for 7th place. 2 players from Maranatha Christian Academy also played in the state tournament. Riley Grove with a good chip shot on the green on hole 5 on the red course. Grove shoots a score of 160 for the tournament. He places in a tie for 18th. Grove's teammate Tyler Brash playing 1 group back. It's a great shot out of the sand on the green side bunker. This one landing a couple of feet from the cup. Brash makes his putt and scores a 2nd round 79. He finishes in 10th place. In Class 2A, a handful of local golfers and 2 teams qualified for state. Ridges at Sand Creek, the site again for this year's 2A tournament. Breck's girls qualified. This is Amelia Simons missing on her birdie try on the 5th hole. He taps in for par, though, and finishes in 23rd place. The Breck team places 6th. Amelia's sister, Elena Simons, tees off here on the Ridges 6th hole. Elena shoots rounds of 81 and 75 to finish 9th overall. The Tutino Grace boys also qualified for state. Louis Dobbleman knocks in this par putt on the 2nd hole. He finishes the tourney in 40th place, 2 shots behind his teammate Max Thielen. The Eagles finished 7th of the team. William Hedberg of Providence Academy qualified as an individual. The senior finished with a 36-hole score of 150 to tie for 18th place. Congratulations again, Jay, to the Maple Grove boys and Wayzata's Tristan Nelko for their state championships. Great golf under pressure, and going back to baseball, Heritage Christian Academy, what a state tournament for them.
Yeah, not a bad way to end the season for all of those teams, and also for Nelko. Great job there. Later on the show, it's our all-area teams for baseball and softball, but up next, highlights from the state boys and girls lacrosse tournaments. Welcome back to Sports Jam, and time to talk lacrosse.
3 teams from the area made the state tournament, the Maple Grove girls and Wayzata and Benilde St. Margaret's boys. The unbeaten Red Knights reached the state championship when they met Prior Lake. Nice passing by Benilde here. Jack Van Overbeek to Quinn Elan to Jerome Newhouse, who skips a shot in for a goal, and a 3-2 Red Knights lead in the first quarter. But the Lakers would score the next 4. Second quarter, Benjamin Jung converts on the pass from Patrick Jewell. Prior Lake takes a 6-3 lead into halftime. The Red Knights rally in the third quarter. Eric Weber to Elan for the shot and goal here, tying the game at 6. It was 7-7 heading into the fourth. First minute of the fourth quarter. Patrick Burns to Van Overbeek, who rifles a shot home for an 8-7 Benilde lead. It will be their last lead of the game. Jung feeds Luke Blodow. He turns and fires, and Prior Lake leads 8-7. The Lakers hand BSM their first loss of the season, 10-8 the final. Red Knights are state runner-up for the second straight season.
After a close loss to Minnetonka in the quarterfinals, the Wayzata boys look to bounce back in the consolation bracket. The Trojans meeting Lakeville North. After the Panthers get the first goal, Wayzata's Andrew Solly spins away from the defender and gets to the front of the net to tuck in the low shot, and it evens it up at 1-1. About a minute later, Braden Nelson gets a screen. It looks like he'll shoot, but he delivers a pass to Brooks Hansen for the quick shot. It's 2-1 Trojans. And watch Dalton Sees staying with it. He's knocked down, gets back up, and finds Luke Marquardt with a nice pass for the goal to make it 3-1. It's 4-2 Trojans after a quarter. Great passing for Lakeville North, and Jordan Knuth tucks away the over-the-shoulder shot as the Panthers tie it 4-4 in the second. Wayzata surges again, though. Marquardt has the defender fall into his legs, but he gets the shot away as Wayzata goes on to win 13-9. And the Trojans win the consolation final, edging Egan 17-16. Alex Solly and Brooks Hansen each had 5 goals.
The Maple Grove girls were back in the tournament for the third straight season. They had a tough quarterfinal draw. Minnetonka High School the side as the Crimson faced Apple Valley. Reagan Roloff sets up Sophie Long in close for the goal, and the Eagles take a 2-1 lead. Emma Vogelgesang takes it to the net for Apple Valley, weaving past the defenders to score, and they go up 3-1 on the Crimson. Bridget Getch has tested plenty, and this time she wins the battle, making a nice save for the Crimson. Grace Hansen sets up Emily Herdeen for the goal. Maple Grove is down by 3 goals at 5-2. Apple Valley wins at 18-4 as they go on to win the state title.
There's more to come here on Sports Jam.
Next up, we reveal the choices for the 20th Sports Jam All-Area Baseball and Softball teams.
We had some strong baseball players and teams in the area this spring. We've consulted with local coaches to come up with our Sports Jam All-Area Baseball team. We'll start our Sports Jam baseball team on the mound with an impressive group of pitchers. Heritage Christian Academy's number 8, Seth Halverson, is one of the most dominant hurlers ever in the area. Halverson routinely tops 90 miles per hour with his fastball and entered the state tournament with a 6-1 record, 1.14 ERA, and 96 strikeouts in 43 innings. He's also a strong shortstop and hit .405 with 12 extra base hits and 21 RBIs. Champlain Park lefty number 11, Max Loven, is another gem. Loven was 6-1 with a 0.87 ERA and 96 Ks in 56 innings for the Rebels, who tied for second in the Northwest Suburban Conference. The All-Star Tournament pick also hit .333 with 11 doubles and 2 homers. He'll pitch for NDSU.
And it is gone.
Maple Grove's number 2, Dylan Peck, had a strong junior season for the Crimson. Peck was 3-1 with 1 save and a 1.61 earned run average. He also played third base and batted .354 with 2 homers, 21 RBIs, and 8 stolen bases. Wayzata senior Paul Gerard earned All-Lake Conference honors this spring, and he entered the state tournament with a 5-1 record and 3.15 ERA while walking just 5 batters. Our catchers include number 5 Kyle Chiriboga of Hopkins. The senior was an all-conference pick for the Royals. Chiriboga hit .359 with 11 runs batted in and 5 doubles. Number 3 Braden Gray of Armstrong caught and played third base. The All-Star Tournament pick hit .302 with 7 doubles and knocked in 12 runs for the Falcons, who tied for second in the Northwest Suburban. Gray will play for Augsburg. Number 16 Taylor Broderson of Heritage is our third receiver. Called a rock behind the plate by his coach, Broderson was the top hitter for the Eagles. He entered state with a .468 average, 11 doubles, 1 homer, and 20 runs batted in. He also had 4 saves as a closer. Our first baseman is number 10 Nick Kay of Wayzata. The All-Lake selection entered the state tourney with a .328 average, 4 doubles, 1 homer, and 15 runs batted in. Kay is also one of the Trojans' top pitchers and posted a 2.94 ERA. Our second baseman is number 24 Frank Volkers of Maple Grove. The junior hit .326 with 8 runs batted in. He also went 3-1 with a 1.57 earned run average on the mound for the Crimson. Our shortstops include Tanner Stein of Park Center. The junior was a key cog on an improved Pirates team that went 6-7 in league play and beat Champlain Park, Totino Grace, and Maple Grove. Stein hit .400 with 7 extra base hits and led the Pirates in runs and RBIs. Keegan Nickel was one of Wayzata's top performers as a junior. Nickel entered state with a .371 average, 8 doubles, 12 runs, and 10 RBIs while playing a strong shortstop. He's an all-conference pick. Also at short is number 12 Eric Goldman of Armstrong. A 3-year letter winner, Goldman hit .333 with a .452 on-base percentage and had 14 runs and 11 runs batted in. He'll play in the All-Star Tournament. At third base, number 26 Joey Linders of Totino Grace makes our squad after a strong season. The all-conference and all-section pick hit .375 with 11 RBIs for the Section 5 runner-up Eagles and is called a great leader by his coach. Number 17 sophomore Jake Contreras of Osseo had a strong season for the Orioles. Contreras hit .400 with 22 runs batted in and led his team in all of the big offensive categories. He played 3 infield positions and was also one of Osseo's best pitchers. Number 24 Bobby Wilson of Hopkins earned a spot on our team by hitting .373 with 12 runs and 21 RBIs for the Royals. The senior had 3 triples among his 6 extra base hits and was an all-conference pick. Our outfielders include number 2 Cal Hansen of Champlain Park. The All-Star Tournament selection hit .309 with 16 stolen bases. A good defensive outfielder, Hansen will play for Gustavus. Number 7 Alex Proctor of Armstrong is another good fielder. A 4-year letter winner, Proctor hit .354 with 14 runs scored and 7 RBIs. He will play at St. Thomas. Number 6 Charles Engdahl can go get the ball in center for Wayzata. Tall and rangy, Engdahl entered state with a .349 average and 9 runs scored for the Trojans, including a memorable dash home in the Section 6 final. It's an impressive squad, the CCX All-Area Baseball team. And these guys had good seasons too, the honorable mention picks for baseball. Sports Jam continues in a moment with our all-area softball team.
We met the top baseball players in the area a moment ago. Now here's a look at the 2018 Sports Jam all-area softball team. If we were to name a player of the year from the area, it would likely be number 31, Natalie Den-Hartog of Hopkins. The senior shortstop and pitcher hit .580 on the season with 10 home runs while going 37 for 37 in stolen base attempts. In the 2-game Section 6 4A final against Edina, U of M signee and first-team All-Metro pick Den-Hartog reached base an incredible 14 straight times.
She's going to go in with a triple.
Maple Grove pitcher number 26, Ava Duick, had a big season for the Crimson. Junior was third-team Star Tribune All-Metro. She hit .472 with 12 extra base hits and 32 runs batted in. As a pitcher, Ava averaged a strikeout and a half per inning.
Swing and a miss. Back-to-back strikeouts for Dewitt.
Our infielders include Champlin Park's number 18, Grace Warwa. The senior first baseman batted .450 with 4 home runs and 24 RBI this year. A team captain for the Rebels, Warwa was named All-Northwest Suburban Conference. Number 17, Maple Grove second baseman Jade Tomaszek racked up the postseason honors this year. The senior was All-Conference, All-Section, and second-team All-Metro. She hit .452 for the Crimson with an on-base percentage of .532. Tomaszek hit 8 doubles and slugged 6 home runs and led the team with 34 runs scored. Champlin Park shortstop number 6 Holly Blaska had another big year for the Section 5-4A runner-up Rebels. First team All-Metro selection Blaska hit .568 with 18 extra base hits and 29 runs batted in. Opponents respected her too. Blaska was intentionally walked 14 times this season.
In her first at bat, rips this one in the right.
Patino Brace shortstop number 14 Ella Ebensteiner was a bright spot for the Eagles this spring. A solid 2-year starter, all-conference and all-section player Ebensteiner hit .330 with 8 doubles and 15 runs batted in. Champlin Park's number 7 Abby Gilk is our third baseman. The Rebels sophomore hit in the middle of a dangerous Champlin Park batting order, hitting .390 for the Rebels with 3 home runs and 18 runs batted in. Gilk's fielding percentage was .970. Our outfielders include Maple Grove's number 3 Marie Palinch. One of the Crimson's team captains, she hit .513 with a .572 on-base percentage. Palinch scored 26 runs and stole 18 bases. She was named All-Northwest Suburban Conference. Wayzata's number 7 Mackenzie Murray enjoyed a good junior season for the Trojans. The outfielder and pitcher hit .476 with 7 doubles and a team-high 26 runs scored. Finally, our catchers, and Maple Grove's number 12, Sophie Culhane. The all-conference junior hit .383 this season with a .483 on-base percentage. Culhane was tied for second on the team with 28 runs batted in. She's committed to play at St. Cloud State. Hopkins' Lauren Granger broke into varsity softball this season as just an 8th grader. A strong receiver, Granger can hit too.
Granger tags one deep to left, back, and it's gone.
She batted .439 for the Royals and hit 3 home runs. Was named All-Conference and All-Section. Wayzata's number 18, Grace Noble, was the Trojans' team MVP this year. Noble led the team in a number of offensive categories. She had 16 extra base hits and hit .539 with 23 runs scored and a team-high 30 runs batted in. Noble was an All-Lake Conference player. There's a lot of talent on this diamond. It's the 2018 Sports Jam softball team. These players also enjoyed strong seasons for their teams. Here are the honorable mention selections for softball. Then it's our plays of the week.
Goes over the top. I'm not sure why he's out there.
Now they get one, they throw it into the middle, and what a backhanded shot by Minneapolis Andrew DiFrancesco. And that will do it for our 20th season of Sports Jam.
It's been another great year of memories for us. Thanks to all of our great photographers and production crew whose hard work makes this show possible every week. Thank you for watching. We'll see you again in September.